Self-development Lee TV. Ernest Hemingway and Che Guevara's Cuba leaving with 쳇GPT. Hello. Today I'm going to introduce you to two legendary figures, the American novelist Ernest Hemingway and the Argentine guerrilla revolutionary Che Guevara. These two people inspired Cuba in their respective ways, and as a result, Cuba today is closely linked to their names. Through the stories of these two figures, we're going to explore the history, culture, and values of Cuba. First, Cuba introduces tourist attractions that live on because of Hemingway and Che Guevara. First, Ernest Hemingway spent a lot of time in Cuba. His favorite bars, La Bodeguita and El Floridita, are still one of Cuba's major tourist attractions. These places were the inspiration for Hemingway's work, and they honor his memory today. Hemingway's house in Havana, where Hemingway wrote his work at Finca Vigia, a villa in Havana, and enjoyed his life. Currently, the house is operated as a museum, and you can see his personal props and written manuscripts. Cojimar Fishing Village. Known as the setting for Hemingway's novel, The Old Man and the Sea, Cojimar is a small fishing village located east of Havana. Hemingway visited this place frequently, and his statue is erected. The next attraction in honor of Che Guevara. Santa Clara. Santa Clara is an inland city in central Cuba, known as the City of Che Guevara. The city is home to the Che Guevara Memorial, where his body is enshrined. Che Guevara was originally from Argentina, but gained nationality after the revolution in Cuba. Revolutionary Square in Havana. One of Cuba's tourist attractions associated with Che Guevara is the Revolutionary Square located in Havana. The square is an important symbol of the Cuban Revolution and was created to honor Che Guevara and other revolutionaries. There is also a revolutionary museum around the square, where you can get information about Che Guevara and the Cuban Revolution. Casablanca, Che Guevara's home. Casablanca, located in Havana, is the place where Che Guevara lived, where you can get a glimpse of his life and achievements. The house is currently operated as a museum, and exhibits furniture and personal props used by Che Guevara. Secondly, let's look at what they did in Cuba. Hemingway is known to have written some of his representative works in Cuba. And his works have not only promoted Cuba's landscape and culture to the world, but also greatly influenced Cuba itself. Meanwhile, Che Guevara was a major figure in the Cuban Revolution, which had a profound impact on Cuban society and politics. Finally, let's look at the impact the two had on Cuba. The presence of Hemingway and Che Guevara has become an important tourist factor for visitors to Cuba. And their history and stories further highlight Cuba's charm. Their influence is still deeply rooted in Cuban society. Through two legendary figures, Ernest Hemingway and Che Guevara, we were able to understand the nature of Cuba a little bit more deeply. Their stories and life in Cuba make the island country's charm and value stand out even more. Following the historical footsteps of these two figures, we can enjoy the beauty and history of Cuba. It will soon be the most romantic trip for anyone visiting Cuba. So we have to anchor Cuba from now on. I look forward to meeting you here in Cuba, where your heart will burn. Thanks for watching.